Hello there, and welcome to day 101 of A Film a Day with me, Jordan Woodley. As you can probably tell, it's a little brighter today because I'm actually filming earlier than usual. Because today is the BAFTA Livestream coverage that I'll be doing from 7 PM tonight. But I still felt that I needed to do a film of some kind, and so I thought, this would be the perfect opportunity to very briefly cover a short film. Now, originally I was going to go for a BAFTA nominee, but this film came up on my Netflix recommendations involving time loops, and I love time loops. It's a really interesting narrative device that I've really fallen for recently, and I think in a previous video I talked quite extensively about. And so I thought, I'll give this a watch, as it's also an Oscar nominee. And that is the film Two Distant Strangers. And this is a pretty intense watch. This is following Carter James, who is played by Joey Badass, as he wakes up having spent a night with his date, and things seem to have gone really well. There's a bit of flirting to begin with, and then, but he has to set off to go to check on his dog. However, on the way from leaving her apartment, Perry, the girl he's seeing, he has an encounter with a police officer that ends fatally. However, he then wakes up in the bed again, and we have our time loop. Short films are really good at conveying a very straightforward message, and a great short film knows how to relay a really simple idea, put it out, and yet within that put layers and layers of subtext and meaning. And this film really is that to a T. As you can imagine, this film is very much a commentary on the Black American experience, and the idea of a character who is unable, no matter what he does, is unable to escape death by police officer. And the ways in which it explores that idea, and of course it's referring to recent news-covered incidents, including the death of George Floyd, the murder of Bianca Taylor, and really sort of portrays the idea of how difficult it is to be a African American, and in relationship to how you are supposed to conduct yourself around the police force in the US. And there's a film that I would like to go back and watch, which really explores that in great detail. The name is on the tip of my tongue, but of course we've had quite a few films that have sort of started to really look at this. But this, again, uses the metaphor and yet tells a really compelling story. I mean, you give your character a really simple objective, which is he wants to get home to his dog, and you give him a clear obstacle, like something this is just, you'd think, okay, there's a way around this, but the ways in which it creates twists, and this film, considering it's only 32 minutes, has a number of twists and turns, and you think, obviously the way that he escapes this is to do X, Y, and Z, and the film, to some degree, covers that and uses that platform to explore different commentary. And again, it goes back to the message about no matter what you do as an African American, you cannot escape the injustice of the police force. And yeah, I think it's a great film. I do think for a short film, I think it's so solid. Joey Badass, who of course is his hip hop name, but is an actor who I've seen a little bit recently. He was a regular character on Mr. Robot, but in this role, he really gets to portray, again, I think the time loop mechanic's great for an actor to be able to portray the frustration and the range and colours of emotion that's one person will go through, having to experience the same thing again and again, but in this case something truly brutal and truly difficult. It also stars Zasha Simone as Perry, the girlfriend, and I think she gives as someone who is sort of passively involved in this, she gives a really good compliment to him, and they have a great chemistry. And even the police officer is a great character. I mean, you think, oh well, he's there just as the obstacle, but the ways in which he interacts and the differences for each time that Carter tries to interact with him, to the point where at one point he even tries to become friends to some degree, and you actually learn a bit about this police officer. And yet, the inevitable happens every single time. And yeah, and I do think it's a really strong film. It's written and part directed by Trevon. What's his last name? Trevon Free. And it is co-directed by Martin Desmond Rowe. And honestly, if this is sort of the output they do, I'd love to see more short films from them, and inevitably features, as often is the case. But this is a great first outing, and I genuinely think this is a really strong short film, and I'm glad I watched it. So thank you for joining me. Please, tonight, 7 p.m, I will be doing a live stream of the BAFTA coverage where I'll be talking about yesterday's wins. And of course, I'll be talking about the remaining nominees, and of course, covering as the winners are unveiled. And so please join me for that. If you like this video, please select like. If you enjoy the videos, the content that I do, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell to get notifications every time I upload a new video. And please follow me on Twitter at Jordan_Woodley, where I'm always tweeting trailers and movie news, and of course links to videos. Thank you for joining me. Take care.